this might be the best Stephen King film adaptation I have ever seen. But not quite my favorite. Hey everybody, welcome to another review, and today I will be reviewing The Green Mile. Yes, so Green Mile, this came out in 1999 and was directed by Frank Darabont, who also wrote the screenplay, but of course was originally written by Stephen King, based on the novel by Stephen King, yes. And this stars Tom Hanks, David Morse, Bonnie Hunt, the late great Michael Clark Duncan, James Cromwell. I hope I said his name right. Doug Hutcherson, Sam Rockwell, Patricia Clarkson, and Harry Dean Stanton. All right, so the Green Mile. I actually did watch some of this a long time ago. I watched about want to say maybe the first hour or so of it. Like a long time ago. I think I might have still been in high school, maybe. And I didn't finish it. I remember I borrowed it from my cousin and I gave it back to him without finishing it because I thought it was too long. This is a 3-hour film, and it was just too long for me, so I didn't finish it. I remember thinking it was pretty good, but I just didn't want to finish it for some reason. So I didn't watch it for the longest time, and also for a while I didn't watch The Shawshank Redemption because I thought maybe I wasn't going to like it either, because I knew it was the same director of Green Mile, Frank Darabont, and so I didn't watch The Shawshank Redemption for a while, but then I finally did, maybe a couple years ago or so. And I loved Shawshank Redemption so much. Thought it was a masterpiece. And I was like, okay, I gotta watch The Green Mile now. It took me a while, but I finally got to watch it, The Green Mile. And yeah, this is a very good film. Like I said in the intro, it might be the best Stephen King movie adaptation I've ever seen, but it's not quite my favorite. I will explain why and stuff later, but yeah, I did enjoy this film. I thought it was very good. Almost loved it, but not quite. This is actually kind of like how I felt about Whiplash. I reviewed Whiplash in this video of what I called my quick-ish movie reviews. I did it with 2 other movies, and when I was talking about Whiplash, I said that I almost loved it. I almost thought it was like a masterpiece and stuff, but I wasn't really into the ending very much, and it kind of just slowed it down for me. I have a kind of a similar I had a similar experience with this movie as well. It wasn't the ending, I will say that. It wasn't the ending that slowed me down, but there is something about, I do have a negative about this movie that does slow it down for me, so yeah. But I'll get into that along with my positives in a minute. First, I'm going to try my best to explain the plot the best I can. I was kind of worried about this, even like going into this movie. I was like, man, what am I going to what am I going to say? How am I going to explain this plot? I don't know. It just felt like it was kind of hard to explain, but I'm going to try my best. So this movie is about this guy played by Tom Hanks. His name is Paul Edgecombe, and he was a prison guard, but he worked in the I can't remember what it's called. Well, they call it the Green Mile, I think, or the Mile or something, and I think it's the Green Mile. Hence the title. Which was where they executed the prisoners. They took care of the prisoners, and whenever it came time to execute them, they execute the prisoners that are on death row. And this talks about Paul Edgecombe's experience about that, but mostly about his encounter of a certain prisoner named John Coffey, who is played by the late great Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace. And and John Coffey has like a certain like gift, like a power. He has like these powers. I won't say what they are because it might spoil the film, but he has these powers. And so yeah, this movie kind of has like a supernatural thing to it. Um and so this guy is, he's special, he has a special power, and he doesn't seem like a killer. Yeah, he's on death row, but he seems like he's an innocent guy. I won't say whether or not he is or not, whether he is or not. I won't say that. But yeah, but he seems like, just like he's a huge John Coffey. He's a huge dude. Michael Clark Duncan plays him, like I said, and he was a big guy. But he's like a gentle giant. At least it seems that way. Again, I won't spoil anything. But anyways, I guess that's basically all I can say about this film. If I didn't explain it that well, I apologize. But anyways, but yeah, like I said, this is a very good film. So alright, go ahead and jump into the positives. One positive, probably my biggest positive, I'll go ahead and say, is the story. I love the story. Like I said, this might even be the best Stephen King adaptation, like I said, but it might even be his best story. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure, but I really enjoyed the story to this film. And I even think that this is a better story than The Shawshank Redemption. Probably because this was based on a novel. And Shawshank Redemption, I think, was based on a short story, I believe. I believe it was a short story. But yeah, I think it has a better story than Shawshank Redemption. It might even be his best story. I don't know, but at least of what I've seen. I haven't read the book, so I don't really know. I just, know it from watching the movie. But yeah, I loved the story. I thought it was really good. Everybody, all the performances were great. Of course, by Tom Hanks, plays the main character. Tom Hanks is a very good actor. I haven't really talked about him too much, but although I did review Castaway, but yeah, he's a great actor. I do like him a lot. I wouldn't say he's like one of my favorite actors of all time, but he is very good. And he is very good in this film. Not my favorite Tom Hanks performance. I think I liked him better in Castaway, but yeah, he's very good. And who I loved even better than him was Michael Clark Duncan as John Coffey. Excuse me. He was very good. I really liked his performance. I've only seen Michael Clark Duncan in Talladega Nights. That's the only other movie I've seen him in. But yeah, he was really good in this film. And but I'll get to another performance I liked even better than that. But another performance I do also want to mention, and a character as well, is Doug Hutcherson, who plays Percy. He's one of the prison guards, and probably, honestly, one of the worst characters I have ever seen in a film. I hated this character so much. I think most people probably do, but Doug Hutcherson's performance was really good. I will give him that. So yeah, hate the character, respect the actor. Yeah, but yeah, I hated Percy. He was a piece of shit. He acted like he was better than everybody and stuff. He was just an asshole. And honestly, I even hated him more than I hated the warden in Shawshank Redemption. I mean, he was a piece of shit too, but this guy, I hated him even more. But I think my favorite performance in the movie was actually Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell's in this movie, and Sam Rockwell, I've seen him in, I think, maybe 2 movies. One of them was actually the first Ninja Turtles movie. Yeah, the one from the '90s. He was actually in that. Yeah, the first one. He was like really young in that movie, but yeah, he was in it. But the other movie I've seen him in was Seven Psychopaths, and I thought he was pretty good in that movie, but I wasn't a fan of the movie itself, you know. But so he's better in this movie, but kind of like Seven Psychopaths, he does play a psychopath character in this movie, and he plays it even better than he did in Seven Psychopaths. Like this guy's even crazier than the one in Seven Psychopaths. Like this guy is insane, and he is also a piece of shit. I hate his character too. Not as much as Percy, but I still hated him. But his performance, honestly, my favorite performance in the movie, Sam Rockwell. Unfortunately, I haven't seen Moon and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I have those on my list, and I hear he's really good in both of those films. But but yeah, I think I really liked him in this movie. I thought he was the best one performance wise, even though he's not in it as much as Tom Hanks and Michael Clark Duncan, and even Doug Hutcherson had more screen time. But I still really liked his performance in this film. He played a crazy person very well, and everyone else was good in the movie. All those others I mentioned earlier, and even the ones I didn't mention, everybody's good in this movie. And the cinematography is okay. I don't know. I didn't love it, but it does have some really cool colors in the movie that I liked. So that was pretty cool. Um, I guess I'll go ahead and well, okay. No, okay. I'll go ahead and say the negatives. Okay, so okay, this one's more of a nitpick, but I wasn't a fan of the music of this movie, and it kind of sucks because this was scored by my favorite film composer, Thomas Newman, who also did The Shawshank Redemption, along with American Beauty and Finding Nemo and a bunch of other movies as well. But now, don't get me wrong, his music was good because he's a great composer, but I don't know, it just didn't grab my attention that much. Not like it did in like Shawshank Redemption and American Beauty, especially. I love his score in American Beauty. It's just so good. And even Finding Nemo to me has a better score than this movie. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't love the music, so that kind of sucks a little bit because I love Thomas Newman. But I don't know. I mean, it wasn't bad at all, but it just didn't grab my attention really. Um, but one problem I do have with this movie, I do feel like it could have been shorter. Like, I don't really think this should have been 3 hours, honestly. Now I wasn't really bored by the movie, but I still I don't know. I felt like there were some scenes that were kind of like filler. Honestly, like I felt like they could have just cut them out. It was like kind of a little bit. I want to say like in the first act, maybe, and there might have been some in the second act as well. But I kind of felt like some scenes were a little bit unnecessary. Maybe they were necessary because again, I haven't read the book, and I don't know. Maybe they were important, but I kind of felt like maybe I'll change my mind on rewatch, but I don't know. I just didn't really think there were just some parts I kind of felt like were filler, and they could have just cut it out, and this movie could have been a little bit shorter. But you know, uh, whatever. I mean, again, I might change my mind on rewatch, but yeah, that's gonna kind of bring the rating down for me a little bit. One thing though, I am almost done with this review, but there is one more thing I do want to say. This movie actually is the third film to ever make me cry. All right, just a second. Okay, sorry about that. So, anyways, what I was going to say was, This is actually the third movie to ever make me cry. If you saw my review for Her, I said that that was the first movie that ever made me cry. The second movie that ever made me cry was Million Dollar Baby, which I didn't review. I almost did, but I did talk about that in my what I watched in October video. So if you want to hear me talk about Million Dollar Baby, go check out that video. But yeah, this was the third movie to make me cry. And if you've seen a movie, you know probably know what scene it was. If not, I'll just say that it was close to the ending. Yeah, but yeah, this movie made me cry. I heard that this movie was a sad movie. I just wouldn't. I just didn't think it was going to make me cry, but it did. Yeah. So I probably won't rewatch this very much because of that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I will again sometime this year. But if not, then I will next year. But yeah, I don't see myself rewatching it anytime soon, just because of that. But still a great film. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it its great rating. I'm sorry if this review sucks, because this is actually my second attempt on doing this review. I kind of fucked up while on my first attempt. So if I don't know, I'm sorry if I left out anything else but yeah, this is a great film. I really enjoyed it. So I'm giving The Green Mile. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars. Exactly what I gave Whiplash. It was 4 stars. Again, maybe I'll rewatch. I'll like it more. But yeah, 4 stars. Great film. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it yet. Okay, so all right. So in the comments, tell me, have you seen The Green Mile? Have you not? Also, what? Also, what's your favorite Stephen King movie? Stephen King movie adaptation? Mine is I think Stand by Me. I think that's my favorite. Maybe Shawshank Redemption, but I think it's Stand by Me. That's my favorite. Also, what's your favorite Tom Hanks movie? I think mine might be Castaway, or maybe first Toy Story. But and also, which one do you prefer, The Green Mile or The Shawshank Redemption? For me, it's Shawshank Redemption. I liked it just a little bit better. Like I said, because I didn't have any problems with Shawshank Redemption. This one I kind of did. Anyway, so my next review, or no, next video, I think will be my Coen Brothers ranking. I'm almost done with watching the movies. My next one is The Man Who Wasn't There. I'm planning on watching that tonight. And then after that, I got The Lady Killers, A Serious Man, and True Grit. And then I'll be done. And yeah, so hopefully this week, hopefully this Thursday, will be my Coen Brothers ranking. So look out for that. If maybe it'll be something else, but if it is something else, then it'll be next Thursday. But it should be this Thursday. Because I am recording this, the week before. So hopefully I'll get it in on time. But anyway, so yeah, I'll see you then. Please like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell. And hopefully I'll see you. Well, I mean, I'll see you Thursday either way, whether or not it is the Coen Brothers movie. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you Thursday. Okay. Peace.